In the previous video of LangChain, I explained each and every concept of LangChain and why it's gaining popularity. In this video, I'll break down every concept that I've explained in the previous video with code, and I'll show you how powerful LangChain library is in this particular crash course. So without wasting any further time, let's kickstart the video. Let me start off the activity by installing LangChain, OpenAI and Hugging Face Hub. So let me quickly run the cell. Now that the installation is complete, let me go on to the import section of the code. I require the OS module and the JSON module. I have my Hugging Face secret key as well as my OpenAI secret key in a JSON file, which is something that I load in a variable called as data, and I use a key to reference the value that's present in the data to access my OpenAI secret key as well as my Hugging Face secret key. So I'll quickly run this cell. So I have everything set up. Now let's go to the actual LangChain implementation part. The first discussion that I had in my previous video was how LangChain provides a unified interface. This section I'll show you how unified interface works and how you can start building your LLM powered applications using this amazing unified interface offered by LangChain. So I'll quickly unhide the cell. Before I show you the power of LangChain, I'll show you what all models are supported currently. So I'm recording this video in the second week of June of 2023. And now let's look at the different models that are supported by LangChain. So I'll quickly import langchain.llms as list of LLMs. And now I'll show you the different LLMs that are supported by LangChain. So I'll quickly run dir and list of LLMs. And these are the different LLMs that are currently supported by LangChain. So you have Cohere based LLMs, Google Palm, Hugging Face Hub, OpenAI Chat, and so on and so forth. So these are the different LLMs that are currently supported by LangChain. In the first line of code, what I do essentially is I say from langchain.llms import OpenAI and Hugging Face Hub. So I'll quickly run this cell. I've defined a variable called as text_1, which I'll kind of use as a prompt. I'll pass in this prompt to LangChain's module, which will be kind of connected to the large language models, and then I'll get a response. So let me ask my first question. Who is Michael Jackson? So this is my first question. I'll quickly run this cell. So now the unified interface that I talked about, in this piece of code, what I've done is I've created an instance of the OpenAI language model with the model name text DaVinci 003, and I have assigned it to a variable called as LLM_1. This variable is something that we'll keep utilizing going forward as well. So now that I've explained what this piece of code does, I'll quickly run this cell to kind of create this particular variable. In the highlighted section of code, what we get by passing in text_1, which is our query or prompt, is the response from LLM_1, which is saved into the variable called as LLM1_output. Finally, I print LLM1_output and I get the response. Let's now run this cell to look at the response. So here is the response. Michael Jackson was an American singer, songwriter, etc., etc. So this is the response that OpenAI is basically provided, but we are not using OpenAI directly. We are creating this response using LangChain. So what LangChain has done at this point, if you've noticed, it's basically abstracted out all the heavy lifting tasks that we would have to do in order to query the API, get the response, push it into a format that is more readable. All of that has been handled by LangChain. So it's basically abstracted out the heavy lifting part for us, and we just have to worry about creating the LLM powered application. So if you look at this piece of code as well, you've basically created a wrapper around the OpenAI large language model. If I have to use a different set of model from a different provider altogether, then I have to use a wrapper for that particular model that is supported by LangChain. So in the second case, what I'm doing is, so I'm using Hugging Face's large language models. I'm basically using the Google/FLAN T5 base model, and I'm passing in some temperature values as well. So this is the level of abstraction that LangChain is now providing for Hugging Face based models. Now when I run this piece of code, it will give me an output for the same input query, but the model is different now. So here the question was, who is Michael Jackson? So the response here is philanthropist. So what I've shown you right now is the amazing usability of LangChain's unified interface. You can query any LLM that is supported using LangChain and not worry about the inner details of how the API is working at this point of time. Isn't this amazing? Let's move on to the next piece, which is prompt templates and chains. In order to standardize the queries that you push to an API of a large language model, it's very important to construct prompts. So in this piece of code, LangChain will allow me to create a usable prompt that I can use with multiple LLMs, as well as create something that I can keep reusing again and again. So in this piece of code, I basically import the module prompt template from the LangChain package. I define a string variable called as input_template that contains a template for a question and answer prompt. It includes a placeholder that is input question for the input question. So this is all that we have done in this piece of code. I'll quickly go forward and run this cell. In the highlighted piece of code, I go forward and I initialize an instance of the prompt template class. I pass in the input template as a template argument and specify the input question as the input variable. So I quickly run this cell. Now I just want to check what is the type of this particular variable called as prompt. So if I type in type prompt, it basically says that it's a LangChain prompt template. So we've successfully created a LangChain prompt template. And if I want to now view the prompt, this is the prompt, which is basically a prompt template which contains input variable, placeholder, and the other variables that are there. Now if I want to pass in the input question, I can say prompt.format and the input question. Now say for example, I ask a question, can generative AI take away automation based jobs? So if this is the question that I ask, and if this is what I want to pass to the input placeholder, then this is the process that I'll have to follow. So I'll quickly run this cell, and this is the prompt with the input placeholder now having a value. Now when I basically have to run this piece of code, I have to define an LLM chain. So I firstly import LLM chain from langchain.chains. I initialize a chain. I pass in the large language model, which in our case is LLM_1, and I pass in the input prompt. And in chain.run, I'll basically pass in this particular question that I have. So I'll quickly copy this here and I'll run this piece of code. And this is the response that I'm getting from the large language model. So overall, the chain is functioning pretty well, and I'm able to use prompt templates very efficiently. Now going by the name LangChain, you would have typically guessed what LangChain is. It basically combines the output of multiple LLMs so that you can create really complex large language model based solutions. In this piece of code, I'll show you how you can create sequential chains and get outputs for them. So in this piece of code, what I basically do is I create an instance of prompt template. I pass in the template, and the question in the template is, who is the first president of country? Now country here is a placeholder. I've not specified any country here, and I've defined an input variable called as country. I define a variable called as chain_1, and here is where I've created an instance of the LLM chain. I've passed in LLM_1 and the input prompt. So now when I specify country here in chain, so for example, if I specify India, the first president of India was Dr. Rajendra Prasad is the output that I'm getting from the large language model. So while creating LLM applications, you would have multiple series of questions regarding the output. So this output should flow into the next LLM and give you the next output. So now I have a very logical question. What is the date of birth of the first president of India? So which is where I've created the second prompt. The process is the same. I've defined a new prompt template. The only piece that I've modified here is the template now contains an input variable called as input underscore precedent. And finally, I define the second chain, which is chain2.run, and say for example, I copy the name from here. That is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So I basically run this particular chain now. And I get the output that Dr. Rajendra Prasad was born on 3rd December 1884. Now if I have to combine both the chains together in a sequential fashion wherein I just input the country and the output of the LLM gives me the final date of birth of the first president. So if I have to do this activity, all I need to do is I have to create an instance of the simple sequential chain. I have to pass in chains as list. And if I have to monitor the output at every step of the chain, then I have to set verbose equal to true. So this is all that I have to do here. So now if I create a variable called as pres details and I say overall chain.run, I have to pass in countries here. So I'll start with India just to check if things are working fine or not. So here it's giving me the final output, which is something that I already expected. Now if I want to find out the precedent for other countries as well, I don't have to worry about nitty-gritties of who the precedent was and how do I construct this entire chain. The chain is constructed. I just have to change the input parameters, all thanks to prompt templates. So here now I pass in the country as USA and the response would change accordingly. I can also pass in say Australia. And here is the response that I'm seeing. So imagine if you have a task of collecting the date of births of all the first presidents of all the countries, then all you have to do is run this chain multiple times by passing in all the country list and you will get a response and you can save it into an Excel file. So this is the power of LangChain, where you can create some amazing large language model based solutions. And then, basically sky is the limit when you think of how you can combine LLM outputs and create applications around it. In the previous video, I also talked about something called as agents and tools, wherein you can kind of do a simple Google search, you can look at Wikipedia articles, or you can use Wolfram Alpha to basically create or generate results which are mathematically correct. So all of these are possible using agents and tools. So what I basically do is I call the load underscore tools function as well as initialize agents function from langchain.agents and I run the cell. Currently I want to solve a mathematical problem using a large language model output, which is where I only use LLM math as a tool. So I'll quickly run this. Now that the tool is loaded, I now create a prompt template and I save it into a variable called as prompt3. Here the question that I'm asking is how many World Cups has a particular cricketer won and what is the result when this number is raised to the power 0.67. So this is the question that I have in mind. Now I define a chain. Again, the process still remains the same. I define the chain, I pass in prompt underscore 3 as an input, and finally I get the result of chain 3 by calling the chain3.run function. So firstly I'll initialize the prompt and the chain. Now let me pass in the input value as say Mahendra Singh Dhoni and check the result for this particular input query. So Dhoni has basically won one World Cup, and when this number is raised to power 0.67, the result is approximately 0.7. If I change this input variable to Ricky Ponting, so Ricky Ponting has basically won 2 World Cups, and when this number is raised to 0.67, the result is approximately 1.26. So this is the power of LangChain, wherein I'm combining a text result from a large language model. I'm using an agent which is mathematically very smart, and that result is something that I'm giving as the final output. So this is how LangChain agents become so handy when you move forward. The final section that I want to talk about is memory. Inherently, LLMs do not have any memory. They're basically stateless. Finally, using LangChain, you can really create some amazing smart memory-oriented chatbot-related applications. So that is something that I'll create using LangChain as well. So I'll quickly unhide the cell. So let me start chatting with the large language model. So I'll say, hello, my name is Bhavesh. So the reply is, nice to meet you, Bhavesh. It's nice to meet you too. What is the capital of Sri Lanka? So it says the capital of Sri Lanka is Sri Jayawardhane Kotte. I'll ask one more question. What is the value of 121212 plus 4124312? So I wanted to add, and it's added. So it's added really well. Now a good chatbot remembers conversation. So let me ask, what is my name? And the result is that depends on who you are asking. So it's not able to remember my name because there is very little state information that it has about me. I'll show you using LangChain how you can add a sense of state in the entire conversation, and you can really create some amazing chatbots using LangChain. So I'll go forward. In this piece of code, I create an instance of the conversation chain which I first import. I pass in the LLM, that is LLM_1, and I want to look at the input and output at every state, which is where verbose equal to true comes into picture. So I create an instance and I save the instance into a variable called as chatbot. So I'll quickly run this cell. I've initialized the chatbot. I'll go forward now. I'll first ask this particular question, which is, hello, my name is Bhavesh. I'll quickly run the cell. So this is a prompt that LangChain has automatically added. I've not specified anything, and here is the conversation. And this is the response that LangChain is giving me. Now I'll copy the second question and I'll paste it here. Here the response is a bit different. Again, LLMs will give me different responses, but overall the objective of this particular exercise is to understand if LangChain has memory or not. So now if you look at the current conversation tab, so if you now look at this particular tab, which is the current conversation, it's basically saving and distinguishing every conversation that we have that is between human and AI. So it's able to retain that particular piece of memory as well. Now I'll go forward and ask the third question as well, which is, what is the value of this particular calculation? So I'll quickly paste it here. So I'll run this. And here is the response that it's giving me. So far so good. Now is where the most complex question comes in, which is, what is my name? So I'll go here and I'll copy this piece of code from here and I'll paste it here, which is, what is my name? And it says your name is Bhavesh. So using LangChain, what you can do is you can preserve state, you can keep conversations alive, and you can basically pass in the entire conversation as an input, and the large language model will understand the nuances of the input text and then give you the response that you're expecting. So in a way, it has memory. There are other memory capabilities as well, but I wanted to show you a simple example in terms of how you can keep the state alive when you're communicating with large language models. So this was an introductory video that I wanted to create for all of you so that you are now up and running with LangChain. I hope you enjoyed this small crash course on LangChain. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more such amazing videos on data science and machine learning. Thank you so much for watching the video.